The truth will set you free. Now, this is something that dae-su, the protagonist of Oldboy, honestly believes. After being sealed away in a prison for 15 years, dae-su relentlessly hunts down the man that put him there, Lee Woo-jin. He has to know why. Why was he taken from his family? Why was he framed for his wife's murder? Why any of it? The interesting thing about Oldboy is the fact that dae-su's ignorance is in fact the thing keeping him free, and in the end, his truth becomes a whole new prison. During the film, after having sex with Mido, dae-su says, "I am grateful for all those years spent in that prison." He wonders if he was the old dae-su, would Mido still like him? And I think this phrase is the key to understanding one of the deeper messages hidden in Park Chan-Wook's revenge masterpiece. In Oldboy, dae-su spends the majority of the film hunting down Lee Woo-jin, only at the last moment to discover the truth. Now, here's where the spoilers start. Mido was in fact dae-su's daughter all along, having been secretly raised by Woo-jin. Now, while dae-su was trapped in his prison, he was submitted to hypnotic suggestion where Woo-jin implanted triggers meant to control him once he was free. But this is all covered in the film, and I don't want to waste time explaining it all now. Oldboy, when it comes down to it, is all about prisons and the truth. And here's why. Early in the film, dae-su talks online with Woo-jin, and Woo-jin says, "How's life in a bigger prison, dae-su?" Now, upon the first viewing, the audience interprets this the same way that dae-su himself does. That is, Woo-jin is saying that dae-su is trapped inside a new prison because he doesn't know why he was kidnapped in the first place. And about 20 minutes later, dae-su's narration says, "Actually, life in a bigger prison does not suit me very well." These quotes are all leading to an important conclusion, and that is that sometimes it's better not to know. Once we've seen Oldboy once through, you can realise that at this point, when dae-su and the oblivious audience believe him to be trapped in a prison of lies, he's actually the most free. At the end of the film, once dae-su knows the truth, he's sealed into a whole new prison. One where he's both in love with his own daughter, but too disgusted by what he is to do anything about that. He's paralysed and having his emotions torn in two different directions. On one hand, he's overcome by lust for Mido, but on the other, he knows she is his daughter. Now, this particular idea is backed up by Park Chan-wook, the director himself.
그 성적인 욕구가 있는 거죠. 아버지와 딸로 살고 싶진 않은 거죠. 그 찬성은 안 하시겠지만 이해는 하시겠죠, 무슨 말인지. 대답을.
저는 이해를 못하겠어요.
아니, 그러니까 제가 무슨 말을 하는지는 아시겠죠. 네. 그러니까 영화 속 등장인물의 행동이 항상 감독의 생각을 그대로 하는 건 아니에요.
dae-su can't live with Mido as a normal father and daughter because his lust is too great, but he also can't live with her as a lover because he knows she's his daughter. Now dae-su exists in a new kind of stasis, one so horrific that he's willing to have his own memory destroyed in order to free himself. In fact, the entire film is obsessed with truth and lies. Think about the unorthodox editing style, where things are jump cut against each other bizarrely, or maybe the frequent hallucinations from both of the main characters. First, dae-su imagines himself covered in ants, and then later Mido sees a huge ant on a train. On top of that, Mido chooses to lie about the ant, claiming she's never seen them. Now, Park Chan-wook uses all these little clues to convey his fixation with truth in Oldboy. When Mido wants dae-su to have sex with her, she doesn't just say that or ask him, she sings a song, indirectly communicating what she wants. There's one more quote in the text which I think lends itself to this idea. The owner of the prison, where dae-su has Mido kept when he goes to kill Woo-jin, says, "It's so nice, some prisoners don't want to leave at all." And I really think this is another clue, leading us down the rabbit hole to what I see as one of the only logical conclusions here. Sometimes, it's better not to know. We can all remember a time when we believed in rainbows being magical and Santa Claus being real at Christmas. It's a slightly wonky comparison, sure, but it gets the point across. Once you know that fact, that there is no gold at the end of the rainbow, you can't go back. That feeling of wonder is lost forever. The truth can set you free, except that's not always true. The real truth, the no-holds-barred, unfiltered reality, can in a way become a whole new kind of prison. The truth can't set you free, but sometimes ignorance is bliss.